How's it going, people? It's Devon once again, bringing you another daily dose of insight and motivation. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the self, okay? Self-image, all right? Understanding the self. This is such a powerful concept, because your self-image determines how you show up in the world, okay? Your inner personality and your outer personality, right? Let me say that again. Self-image determines how you show up in the world. Do you understand yourself, right? And let me start it off like this. If you're having some type of trouble, if you're having some type of dissatisfaction in your life, I guarantee it's because there is an area of your life that you simply don't understand about yourself, right? That's the same thing as if I am a type of person that does not like to eat a certain food. But I don't understand that about myself. So every day I eat that food and I'm miserable. And I just go back and I eat that same food again. And I go back and I eat that same food again. I keep feeling miserable and I keep feeling miserable. I'm like, man, I wish I could feel so much better. But you're crazy, man. You don't know that you don't like this food, but you continue to feed yourself it. Let me ask you a question. If there's some area of your life where there is some level of dissatisfaction, what is your level of awareness, right? What is your level of awareness? Because the person who keeps on feeding themselves the same thing that they don't like has a low level of awareness. They have a low level of awareness. They cannot see the connections, right? But what I want you guys to understand is that it's simple to see these connections, okay? And let's talk about a couple of fears that people have. See, one of the biggest fears that people have, but they don't like to tell anyone, is the fear of being alone. The fear of being alone. They think that they are. I don't even understand it, because when you start to adopt the identity and the belief that you're not even this human physical vessel, you're a soul experiencing this human life, and you can never be alone. Because God's source consciousness is all around you, pervading, in and without, to and through you. So what is your level of awareness? Because if you were to raise yourself to that level of consciousness, you would never feel alone. You would never feel alone, right? And so let's come a little bit of half circle, right? And talk about this idea of self-image. And what does that really mean? Well, if I ask it to you in a question, it would be, what is the image that you see in your mind of yourself? Right? And this is powerful. I'm about to drop so many nuggets and bombs on you guys in this video. We do not, the subconscious mind, the mind does not work in word symbols, right? If I say the word to you, cat, you do not see the letter C-A-T appear in your mind's eye. You see the image or the picture or the vision of an actual cat, a tabby, right? Now, with that understanding, you have to realize when I say, what is the image that you see in your mind of yourself? A lot of people will say, oh, well, I see myself as being confident. I see myself as being this, being that. But they're talking about the words. They're talking about the words. They are not talking about, wait a minute, when I close my eyes and I try to imagine, visualize the actual picture of me, of myself, my self-image, what does that person look like, right? And I don't know if any of you guys have done any like past life regression work or any of these things. And I remember doing this type of work, and I came to the realization, of the let me just say to you this way, we've all have experienced every life that you had hated or you've had some type of resentment about, right? We all have experienced also lives of the greatest grandeur that you can imagine, kings and queens. So there's a perspective of life that we have all lived. And we each have this certain image of ourselves. And this image that we hold in our mind creates our inner and our outer personality. Until you change this inner self-image, the outer reflection of you will continue to show up the same. All right? And it's as simple as this. I've experienced people who have told themselves their entire lives that they are shy, that it's tough for them to start conversations with people, that they're not very social, right? And all these other limiting beliefs. And all we have to do is flip a couple of things in there, switch and change their self-image, and like night and day. It's amazing. They're almost like different people. Well, because they are different people. Because they changed their self-image. A great book for you to read if you want to dive really deep into this topic and understand that the image that you perceive, the image that you believe of yourself in your own mind dictates how you show up in the world. And if you change your self-image and you start to think of yourself as God's greatest gift on earth, that you have something amazing, you have some value to give to the world, that whatever you are doing, whatever it is in your niche, whatever the things that you want to give and share to the world, that we need it. And only you can deliver that to us. You start to come from a place of power. You start to come from a place that, wow, like, I really am significant. I really have something that only I can share and give to the world. And that is worth millions, diamonds, the most valuable resource. Because you are the most valuable resource. But you got to start thinking, and you got to start seeing yourself that way in here first. So you can start showing yourself that, showing other people that in the world, right? This amazing book is called Psycho-Cybernetics. Psycho-Cybernetics. And the author, Maxwell, he was a plastic surgeon. And he noticed that when he would do certain procedures on his patients, he would remove a scar on his face, on their face, or do something here, or do something there. Sometimes it would totally change their self-image, and they would be completely different persons. Before the procedure, they would be the person that is shy. They would be the person that is silent. And then after the procedure, they would become gregarious, outgoing, very lively. How could this happen? And he came up with this concept called the self-image, which is what I'm speaking to you about today, and helping you understand and come to a clarity that the way that you are out, the way that you are showing yourself in the world is because of the image that you have in your mind of you. It's the image that you have in your own mind of yourself. So what do you see yourself in rags? Do you see yourself in rags, or do you see yourself in riches, right? I got the rags, the riches, yeah. Come on. How do you see the image of you in your own mind, right? And as you start to raise your awareness of this idea, of this concept, you start to see, wow, in the area of my income, I have a very low self-image. I believe that I gotta work extremely hard to make money. I see myself as the type of person that has to almost slave to just survive, right? Oh my God, you will gain so much clarity. In the area of my health, what is my self-image? Well, I see myself as the type of person who doesn't care about health. I see myself as the type of person who just wants to eat whatever they want and doesn't pay any mind to health and wellness and how my body works and my energy levels and how I can make sure that I'm here on this earth for a very long time to contribute and give this information and do these things and help people. You start raising the level of your awareness and your self-image, you're going to have a quantum shift in your life. And you're going to be anything you want to be. You're going to do anything you want to do. You're going to have anything you want to have because you saw it with your self-image in your mind first. And if you see it in your mind, you hold it in your hands. Anything that is planted in the subconscious mind must become an external fact. It must become your external reality. And that is your self-image. The self-image, as you will read in Psycho-Cybernetics, is heavily created and domineered by the events, circumstances, people, and situations and experiences that you received in the first 7 years of your life. It created a self-image. And today, you may still be playing out some of those events, circumstances, and situations in your life right now, not knowing that you have the power to change your paradigm. You have the power to shift. You have the power to choose and decide what is my self-image. What is the way that I want to show up in the world? And never stop Until that is who you are. Until it is who you are. Until it is who you are being in the world. Until it is what you are doing. Until it is what you have. It's amazing. Life is amazing. And as I always say, continue to realize where you are now, realize where you have been, and finally realize the future.
RTF, realize the future. Yeah. Hop in the whip with the Rolex. Getting this money is no flex. You by my side on the Apex. At the mountaintop thinking what's next.